Many of our participants, educators, volunteers, and supporters have been directly affected by the Holocaust. They are often the children or grandchildren of Holocaust survivors, both of those who survived and also of those who perished in the Shoah. We welcome Mark Moskowitz, a son of a Holocaust survivor and a supporter and board member of the International March of the Living.
I am deeply honored that March of the Living has invited me to support this evening's program. Let there be light, stories of hope and humanity to illuminate the darkness. Tonight, we pay tribute to those who, during the Holocaust and other times of great peril to humanity, courageously stood up against evil. In stark contrast to the darkness around them, they honored the image of God planted inside each one of us through their noble actions. The theme of this evening's Kristallnacht memorial is in keeping with the spirit of my late father of blessed memory, Henry Moskowitz. He was a Holocaust survivor from Kielce, Poland, who lost his first wife and daughter, parents, brother, and most of his family in the Holocaust. He experienced human nature at its worst, and he had every reason to feel defeated, angry, bitter. Yet, he was none of those things. When he came to the United States after the war, he sought to build a new life and not to retreat, despite his tragic past. He was always able to see the upside of things, always able to find hope and faith and see the positive in life when many others did not. His philanthropy reflected his values, supporting organizations dedicated to Holocaust memory like Yad Vashem, the USC Shoah Foundation, and Givat Chaviva. The focus was not only on remembering the Holocaust, but what lessons can be learned from this unprecedented event so that society will never tread down that same terrifying path again. Perhaps my father's values are exemplified best by the words of another Holocaust survivor, Roman Kent. "It is our mutual obligation," he said, "that of survivors and national leaders, to instill in the current and future generations the understanding of what happens when virulent prejudice and hatred are allowed to flourish. We must all teach our children tolerance and understanding at home and in school. For tolerance cannot be assumed, it must be taught. And we must make it clear that hate is never right and love is never wrong." As we mark the tragic legacy of Kristallnacht, I can think of no better words with which to reflect upon than these. Hate is never right and love is never wrong. It is with these words that we truly honor the memory of our millions of martyred ancestors, and we best pay tribute to the example of those noble souls who try to help, who call upon us every day to follow in their courageous footsteps.